In Atlanta, another body was discovered today, the 23rd. Larry Rogers, a 21-year-old black man, last seen getting into a green car near his home March 30th. He had been listed as missing. Like 11 other recent victims in Atlanta, Rogers apparently was asphyxiated. Meanwhile, the entire investigation has taken a new direction, as Bob Serkin reports.
34-year-old Larry Marshall has been in custody in Hartford since March 30th. He was arrested on a Georgia warrant in connection with an armed robbery attempt. But more important, Atlanta police arrived in Hartford this afternoon to return Marshall to Atlanta after he waived extradition. Police want to question Marshall about his relationship with 3 of the murdered children. Larry Marshall, convicted in the past of robbery, forgery, and running a house of prostitution, lived in this house in the backyard of downtown Atlanta. For several weeks, undercover FBI agents and police have been watching the house and this one a few blocks away. Both reportedly have been hangouts for young teenage boys who police think came here to exchange sex with men for money. How many of the murdered children have you seen around here?
About 10 of them. I told the men that day.
Jerry Thornton, Larry Marshall's former roommate, identified 10 of the murder victims from pictures shown him by a police investigator, children he's seen in the neighborhood. Among them, 13-year-old Timothy Hill, 11-year-old Patrick Baltazar, and 15-year-old Joseph Bell. Thornton says some of the victims visited him and Marshall during the past year. An acquaintance of Marshall and Thornton is 62-year-old Tom Terrell, who has been convicted 4 times of sex offenses. On March 12th, the day before he was reported missing, Timothy Hill spent the night at Terrell's house.
He was here on the 12th because he was supposed to come back on the 13th, and that was my birthday.
But he didn't come back.
He ain't been back here. If he did, I didn't see him, and I haven't seen him since.
Last week, Timothy Hill's body was recovered from a river. He was murder victim number 21. Tom Terrell is being questioned by police. Lee Brown, head of the Special Task Force, denies that sex is a significant factor in the child murders.
As far as factual evidence is concerned, there's nothing to suggest to us that homosexuality is any more involved in the killings any more so than any other conceivable possibility.
But the FBI and other police agencies working on the cases have long considered sex the most viable motive in a number of the children's murders. As for the Special Police Task Force, it has a problem, says one source, who adds, some police officials are under pressure to not only solve the cases, but to also protect the reputations of some of the victims. Bob Serkin, ABC News, Atlanta.
And now for news from overseas, we go